Today we are going to start our fourth chapter, The River Bank. So first we are going to read this chapter. During his lifetime, the author of this story wanted to wander here and there. We also love to explore new places, don't we? Has a story of a mole who works all morning and then decides to take a break at the river bank. Let us find out how he enjoys the break. The mole had been working very hard all morning, cleaning his little home till he had dust in his throat and eyes, and splashes of whitewash all over his black fur. Spring was moving in the air above and in the earth below and around him, penetrating even his dark and lowly little house. It was a small wonder that he suddenly flung down his brush, said, "No more cleaning," and made for the steep little tunnel which took him to the surface of the land. So he scraped and scratched and scrabbled till at last, with a pop, his snout came out into the sunlight, and he found himself rolling in the warm grass of a great meadow. He thought his happiness was complete when suddenly he stood by the edge of a full-fed river. Never in his life had he seen a river before, and the mole was delighted. By the side of the river he trotted as one trots, when very small, by the side of a man who holds one fascinated with exciting stories, and when tired at last, he sat on the bank and looked across the river. A dark hole in the bank opposite, just above the water's edge, caught his eye, and dreamily he considered what a nice and cozy dwelling place it would make for an animal with few wants and fond of a riverside residence. As he gazed, something bright and small seemed to twinkle down in the heart of the hole, like a tiny star, a brown little face with whiskers, small neat ears, and thick silky hair. It was the water rat. "Hello, Mole," said the water rat. "Would you like to come over?" The rat then slightly stepped into a little boat, rowed smartly across, and made fast. Then he held up his forepaw as the mole stepped gingerly down and found himself actually seated in the stern of a real boat. "Do you know," said Mole, as the rat showed off, "I have never been in a boat before in all my life." "What?" cried the rat, open-mouthed. "Believe me, my young friend, there is nothing, absolute nothing, half so much worth doing as simply messing about in boats. Simply messing. Look here, if you have really nothing else on hand this morning, we can drop down the river together and spend a long day on it. I have pickled gherkins, salad, French rolls, cress sandwiches, lemonade, soda water." "Oh, stop, stop," cried the mole in ecstasy. "This is so new to me. So this is a river." "The river," corrected the rat. "I live on it and in it. It's brother and sister to me, and food and drink, and naturally washing. It's my world, and I don't want any other." "What lies over there?" asked the mole, waving a paw towards a background of woodland. That's just the wildwood," said the rat shortly. "We don't go there very much, we river bankers. Weasels, stoats, foxes, and so on live in the wildwood. They are all right in a way, but, well, you can't really trust them, and that's the fact." "And beyond the wildwood again?" asked Mole, "where it's all blue and them, and one sees what may be hills, or perhaps they may not be, and something like the smoke of towns, or is it only a cloud?" "Beyond the wildwood comes the wide world," said the rat, "and that's something that doesn't matter either to you or me. I have never been there, and I am never going, nor will you. If you have got any sense at all, don't ever refer to it again. Please." Extract from The Wind in the Willows by Kenneth Grahame. Kenneth Grahame, 1859 to 1932, was a Scottish writer famous for his work The Wind in the Willows, 1908. He was born in Edinburgh, Scotland. He spent most of his childhood living with his siblings and his grandmother. He wrote various essays and children's stories. The stories for children capture the essence of childhood. The Golden Age, 1895, and its sequel Dream Days, 1898, are some of his other published works.